Happy rails to you. Welcome back, my friends. Happy rails to you. It's good to see you again. Thanks for watching the channels and the videos. At times they go real fast and sometimes they're slow. Happy rails to you. Thanks for watching in. Well, hello there, everybody. It's G-Man. We're back with another episode, working on a little project. I think this was going to be kind of a little shorter video, but it may not be. But we're going to be working on a Marx rocket fuel tank car that was originally a four-wheel, and then we've taken it and made it a eight-wheel. And we have it right here. And as you can see, the top half of it, well, is a little darker, though it's not showing it on the camera too much, than the bottom half, which is actually a little bit better. But this top half has, unfortunately, what I call a nicotine stain, and it won't come off without taking off the lettering. And at this point, this stain has probably been in this for at least 30 years. So it's probably not going to come out at all. The shell itself has been washed several times, but it's still there. But it doesn't hurt anything. It kind of gives it a two-tone, which looks good. Now, on the camera, you're probably seeing it maybe white, pure white, and that's good. I wish it was pure white, but it's more of a beige or a sand color. All right. Now, to start, this particular car had a couple of problems. It was damaged in the rail right there. It had a big chunk out of the rail, and I repaired it. It was damaged in the rail on this side, right here. Another huge chunk out of the rail. And you can kind of see it right there where I repaired it. And then right here on the end, right there, was a nick. And that too has been filled in and repaired. You might do it again later on. Also, what I did was I took and I made a chassis out of plaster struts and evergreen for the bottom of this. And as you can see, here's the two stanchions. On the bottom. And I took the plastic struts and cut it down for the frame. Placed in the first bottom layer, which was two separate pieces, one here and one on this side. And then I took this middle piece, which came from here to here, well, actually here, and the same with this to here. And there was about a 1/4 inch strut across both sides right here. And so we glued down to that. And then we put another pad on the top on each end. Drilled out the holes so that these stanchions would come through. And then filled the holes in over top of the stanchions. All of that done with scissors. Good old trusty model blue. And evergreen or plastistructs. I was going to originally drill these holes out and take a pair of these put them in there and put screws in the bottom. I have a pair of them waiting, you see. And then I thought about, well, okay, they don't have couplers, so what do I have to do? Well, I have several of these, and I'm looking to purchase more. Anytime I can find them, I buy them. These are transition couplers for like Marx trucks, which these are. And you can also use them on Lionel trucks. They sit on there like that. Set them down in. And then they have tabs on each side of the coupler and in the back. One there and one there. And you bend these tabs down over the axles. You can put them in like now, like I just did, and bend the tabs over. Or you can actually take them out, put the axles, set the axles in the coupling device and do it that way. I prefer to do it this way because it's much simpler. Then I don't have to fight putting it back in. The wheels back in the truck with this attached. But out digging in my junk box today, I found another solution. Let me show you. And I've already started work on it. This is a Lionel caboose chassis. It has one coupler in the front. No coupler in the back. Hence, again, we take this conversion coupler or transition coupler, whichever you want to call it, whatever name you have for it. And you put it on and bend the tabs over, just like I stated. And then you have a coupler in the front and a coupler at the right length and height in the back. I've started, as I said, working on this already. And I realize I need to make a video. Now, this fits perfectly on this shell. with the exception of one thing. These have the rail, the side of them, whereas they slipped up into the caboose body. Once this is cut down, that rail is cut off, and that's what I'm in the process of doing here. Then this is a perfect fit. Drop that conversion coupler. A perfect fit for this chassis, for this shell. Also, these were designed to come up on the outside of the caboose and bend over. What we're going to do, I believe, I'll know better after we get this other side cut off. What I'm thinking is we'll be able to reconfigure these, make them a little shorter, and I can put slots in the shell and slip them up through the slots. So for this particular job, you need 3-4 basic tools. Pliers, metal shears, a little sandpaper, and a screwdriver, maybe. I've already started cutting on this side. And you just get in the crease, follow the crease. Be very careful not to get a metal sliver in your fingers or cut your hand. And you want to stay as close to that crease as you can. That way you have a fairly straight line. And the width of this, once that's cut off, is just perfect. Fits right down into we got it. Now, this metal, this chassis is very thin, so it does have a tendency to bend a little bit while you're cutting it. But no worries, you just turn it over. Ah, there's a little sliver. Thought I saw one. I got off the beaten path just a little bit there. There we go. All you have to do is turn it down, lay it on a flat surface. And you take your thumb or or something hard that you can put a little pressure on. And walk it back. Now, it won't matter too much anyway when we get done, because we're going to take and glue this chassis in place. Also, so okay, now that we've got that cut off of it, you want to be careful. Don't put any pressure on your fingers when you're rubbing them across this, because this can be sharp. And again, like I said, if there's any rough edges, there may be a splinter that might catch your fingers. Now, with the exception there we go. It is narrower in the belly, in the center of this, than it is on either end. So what we're going to have to do is set this in place, mark it with our trusty pencil, or whatever you have. Now, I could use my Dremel, save time, well, some time anyway, but I can actually cut this out faster with my trusty shears. Than I could with the Dremel. So. You just want a little notch in there. Both sides. All right. Oh, thank you. Yep. Here we go. All right. Little spot right there. I can't. There it goes. All right. Might be a little easier to kind of bend that end up a little bit. Yeah. All right. Almost perfect. What happened? Oh, if I put it in there straight, it'll work. I think we need to take a little bit off. Let's see what happened here. cut just a little bit off these tabs now that I've created. Aha. Where I had built that one up, when I came through to cut it, it did not cut correctly. So I got a little bit of piece I need to trim off of that down on this end, if I can. If I can get into it. There it goes. Got it. Nope. There, got it. Now, remember I said you may need a screwdriver. Don't want to pry real hard. Just want like a shoe spoon. Push it down in there. I did not get that straight enough right through here. Keep being afraid I'm going to take too much off. You have to make sure where you started your cuts, that your little ends, your tabs, this one here and this one here, these ends right here are not bent. They seem to cause a problem if they are. Okie dokie. It should be a wrap. Let's see. If I get it straight. Yep. Well, it's a perfect fit, or near perfect fit. Everywhere except this corner and this corner, where they set in. So a little trim. All for you. And a little trim. All for you. Should make for a perfect fit. In. This gap. You got some little bitty stanchions right there, little bitty struts, if you will, on each end of this car. It's a little plastic. I don't know whether you can see it or not. Let's see. There's one here, and one here, and one on this opposite end, here, and here, that need to be removed. Either that or I'll have to cut down probably easier Cut that off. On both ends. Now I'm sure we'll have to come off on both ends. You know what else we're going to do? We're going to take our hooks, our flange, bend it up on both ends. Hope we don't bend it too much too often because we don't want to break them off. We do plan to use them again. Okay, went in on that end. Up. Need to put this in, side in first, I guess. That side in first. Yep. Here we go. Allow us to put that side in. For some reason or another, this that one spot. That's it. Okay, we're all in. my mat is uneven. I've got a lot of papers and different stuff in under it, so. Keep in mind, this is real time, guys. My wife brought me a drink. And I'm gonna drink it. So it's a lot colder than what was left in this cup. Okay. Okay, guys. Now, to make sure that all this is setting exactly where it needs to be. And we're going to bend this back up. And I'm thinking at this point in time, we'll just use the Lionel method and not put the holes through it, right? Cleaned. This rust off of these wheels. We clean these wheels up. And we'll glue it in place. And we'll be done. Let me clean these wheels up. Zip topic. Super fragilistic job on them. To do that, I would have taken them off and put them in vinegar and let them sit overnight or a couple of days. But this was not a planned video. I didn't even know exactly what I was going to do. And I looked over in my pile over here that I've got on my right under my bookcase, and there that shell was, just like the M10005 was. And I said, okay, it's another one that's been sitting there long enough, never did nothing with. So here we are. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead, since I've already got this set up, show you how this is done. Okay, you just put wheels in the cradle. And there's, as I said, tabs. One there, one there. And the same with the front by the knuckle coupler. There's two tabs. Move the wheel. One there, and one there. You put that behind the tabs in the slots. They have slots for the wheels. And you hold it in place. And get your pliers. A lot of times I'll use a needle nose. And just bend the tabs over. Now, you get them too tight, the axles don't move, but the axles don't have to move. These wheels will spin if they're free. This one is acting like it doesn't want to be free. Little G-Man's Mystic lube oil. There we go. Oh yeah, we got it. And as I say, you put this in place. For these front wheels, you have to use a small size needle nose plier. And do the same thing. Bend them over. Get them tight if you can. There we go. Now, while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and put a little Earl on this one too. I say when you do it this way, it's a little bit trickier. But not a whole lot. Once you get it started, you're good to go. It's just getting it started. These, before I put these back ones in, or these over here on this truck, I'm going to put a little oil down in the slot. I know that's not going to be all on the wheel, but remember on these, not only is the wheels turning, but the axle's turning also. So you have a whole different capability with these. And as I said, you could do that with those two. It just depends on how tight you want to put it. And I dripped all on my pants. Oh no. That's not good. Wipe off a little excess. I don't like too much excess oil. Causes problems. Track and that gives us, by adding the conversion coupler, it gives us a little extra weight because they weigh a little extra. Okay. Now comes the fun part. What do you think, guys? Should I or should I not adjust these on the frame? Cut them off at the right length and adjust the bend in them so that they'll bend up through the inside ridge of this. Now I can do that supposedly with no real problems. But the other question is, do I really want to glue the chassis to, because I've already got it set up so I can add wheels. We might be able to use this chassis on something else later on. Let's go ahead and add the chassis. And to do that, we'll use E6000. Now, I'm not a big component of E6000. But my dad used to always say, if it works, gets the job done, why not use it? So we're going to go with their premise. And why not use it? Now, I made trails, if you would, with it, and covered the whole area. And not going to spread it down, because once we put this in place, it's going to do the spreading. We'll take our pliers, pull it up a little bit, and then crimp it over. Make sure we're fitting our grooves. Once again, take our pliers, kind of pull it up a little bit, bend it over, squeeze it pretty tight. There we go. And whammo. goes. Just wanted to get that down. There it goes. There we go. Yeah, it's in on that side. It's in on this side. Didn't think it was in, but it's in. Yep, it's in. To 24 hours. So it takes that E6000 a little while to cure. And there we have it. Finished, complete. Line marks, or marks the nail. Or G marks the nail. I don't know. Mar nail? How about it's just another tank car? But I don't know about you guys, but I like it. As you can see, it rolls well. Doesn't have any problem with that. Okay. Couplers on both ends. You guys can see that or not. There you go. Chemical rocket fuel. X-246. originally a four-wheel tank car that had a little damage to it that is now being repaired and refitted with 8-wheel chassis, which gives us this nice completed rocket fuel, chemical fuel car. And this thing, guys, when I tell you that it rolls, if I move this, it will just take off and go free. That's what cleaning the wheels will do. But there it is anyhow. Mid-1950s Marx chemical rocket fuel car. I'm going to enjoy this car. This is actually one of my favorite Marx tank cars. And I don't have very many of them. I may have with this one 2 or 3. I'm not sure if any of them besides this one now is a 4-wheel or an 8-wheel car. I think I have at least one other 4-wheel car. So, yeah, I'm going to enjoy this. I'll be able to put it with my other K-Line and Lionel and Marx cars that I have made that transition with the couplers, so that I can operate them behind my K-Line equipment and some of my Marx equipment that I've also made other transitions with. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I apologize for the length of it. It's a little lengthy. I think it's probably longer than the last 2. But I was trying to get it all in and get it uncut. And guys, to be honest, I still cut out about 10, 15 minutes of it. So, but anyway, here it is. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, remember, God is love, and Jesus Christ loves you, and so do we. Happy rails. Until next time, this is G-Man and a Catzilla production. Bye for now.